Hello, YouTube. Once again, this is November 7th, 2020. Last time I made a video was on January 4th, 2020. Trump 2020 right here. We just got done with the elections, with the counts and whatnot. And it did not go how everybody wanted it to go. Trump seems to have lost to Biden and Kamala Harris. And it's half and half. Half is pissed, half is happy, just as expected. I myself, I was leaning Joe Jorgensen, but then I realized, well, I knew Joe Jorgensen wasn't gonna win. There's the Romanian coming out. My thing was, I was hoping the Libertarians would get that 5% at least, but they didn't get that far. Probably got like 1, maybe 2%. I didn't keep track, but I ended up voting with Trump because you're not gonna like everybody's, or you're not gonna like everything about every candidate. But I definitely didn't like anything about Biden, especially his gun reform, the $200 for a gun and $200 for every additional magazine. And yeah, I wasn't gonna do that. So Trump lost, or everybody's trying to say that they're gonna do a recount and he might go to the Supreme Court, Gonna have to wait until January basically, but we're gonna see in January, I guess. But so far, Biden and Harris already had their victory speech. And, conspiracies. What you gonna do? We're just gonna have to wait and see what transpires out of this new deal. But if those new gun reforms are gonna come through, there's gonna be some sort of an uprising. I can tell you that much. The Constitution is the Constitution. This is the United States. Freedom, liberty, and the whole deal. All of us that weren't born here took an oath when they gave us that citizenship. Everyone that became a cop or served in the military probably took that same exact oath to defend the Constitution at all costs, to defend this land from, terrorists, domestic or otherwise. But enough of that. We're gonna wait and see what Biden can do that Trump couldn't. Or we're gonna see if this recount gonna prove the media wrong and Trump comes up on top and gets his second term. I mean, worst case scenario, he can only get a second term unless some crazy shit happens, and then he can have another little chunk at the back over there. Gonna have to do more homework on that. But that would have to be something tragic would have to happen. Freaking World War III or some cataclysm. But yeah. Now it's the end of Trump and the beginning of Biden so far. That's what we know. Conspiracies. Can't believe everything you hear from the media, which is mostly, the media is not even about telling us the truth and bringing the truth to the people anymore. The media is all about entertainment. The media and Hollywood seem to be mashing together and becoming a whole bunch of bullshit. Also, social media. In the past 6 months, but more like couple of months maybe, I want to say, I haven't really been paying attention, but lately, this October, November, I've been noticing some crazy shit going on Facebook. I don't have any other social media because I'm not a type, other than YouTube and Facebook. And I used to have a MySpace, which maybe still exists. I haven't been on that shit since 2009. But other than that, I'm not gonna keep making social media accounts. Once I'm done with Facebook, I'm done with Facebook. I'm gonna keep YouTube though, because it's entertaining and because I can post these videos that nobody watches. But yeah. We're gonna see what happens. But as I was saying with Facebook, they started censoring hardcore with the campaign, especially the closer we got in the past 2 months, nearing November 3rd, the election day. They started putting up election prompts and, check out the election, vote now, early voting. They started censoring. Now, most recent, I've noticed that if you share anything on your wall, well, not anything, but if it's political or whatnot, they will tell you that it might violate community, whatever the words are, however they put it. But then they give you 3 options. Says that it might violate the community standards, and then it gives you 3 options: edit, ignore, or delete. And obviously, if you press ignore, you're gonna end up going into face bitch jail. And yeah, and then you're gonna get that. They might ban you if it's serious or if you keep doing it. There are other things, like I posted a joke. It was a meme about Trump Biden, talking about picking Biden over Trump is like, what did it say? Picking Biden over Trump is like shitting your pants and changing your shirt. I thought it was funny as shit. So I shared it, and they said that, like, the same prompt popped up, and he said that I should check who won the elections before I post it. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why are you telling me what I should do? I'm on social media to do whatever the fuck I want and post whatever I want and say whatever I want and express myself. Those that don't like it don't have to be my friends. That's why only my friends can see my wall. Only my friends can see what I post. I have it set up that way because I don't want it to be public to everybody I don't know, so they can report me for every little shit. So yeah, fuck that. Trump 2020. See how it goes. Seems like Trump lost. I am very mad about it. What I'm mad about is that if Biden goes and fucking goes through with those gun laws, which was on his website, so I'm not getting this out of my ass or out of just social media. On his website, he had this gun reform, though. It's fucking insane. Straight infringement. And yeah, we can't be having that shit in the United States of A. Second Amendment is important. for us to protect the rest of them amendments. If we cannot have guns, or if they put taxes on them and fees and all types of shit that will make it impossible for the majority of us that work our asses off every day, 6-7 days a week, to afford guns, and then we have to pay $200 for each magazine too. Shit, you'll buy $1,000 gun and then pay another $1,000 just to have 3 magazines and the gun. You pay $1,000 for the gun, then $200 the tax for the gun, and then $200 for each magazine if you want 3 or 6. Shit, what is that? And you know where he goes from there, because obviously after that, when they see that that shit doesn't stop no crime, because it's not us law-abiding citizens committing these crimes, and the black market was always there and will always be there. You can do some Google research and see what happened with the alcohol prohibition, and then, you know, they legalized it back because crime went up and the black market opened up. Like, South Florida was built through the black market and the alcohol prohibition. So, you know, the drug war, the fuck out of here. A perfect example. You think having illegal drugs are illegal? The fuck did that do? A bunch of people died. There's gangs fighting over that shit on our streets. Guns are getting stolen and sold and brought from other places, and there will always be. Somebody's always looking to make money. And as soon as they see the hole, they're gonna jump in that shit if they can make money there. Metaphorically speaking. Let's not be technical about everything. But yeah, what else? I got so much shit on my mind right now. It's been a stressful year with COVID-19 and all this bullshit with wear masks, don't wear masks. Fuck these goddamn masks. I'll wear one when I go inside. Alright, let's agree. Social distancing. If you want to wear a mask, wear it. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to wear it. It gives me a hard time breathing. Human beings are not supposed to breathe, to recycle their own fucking breath that is proven to cause harm. Although I am a smoker, so on top of that, I gotta breathe my own breath, carbon dioxide and shit. That's for plants. I ain't no plant. Anyway, I might sound ignorant, but it actually makes sense if you look into it. It can cause harm. Long term. Obviously, short term is not gonna affect you that much, but long term, I mean, shit, we've been in this quarantine already for a year now. What, since March? Or was it May? Around there, and it's November. I'll wear a mask when I go inside, and just so people won't fucking come at me, so then I have to bust them upside the head with something, so I can get my shit, so I don't get kicked out, because I need water and food too. But yeah, there's something bigger, because when this COVID-19 shit started, it was supposed to be to curb the fucking pandemic, to curb the infection rate, you know, so hospitals don't get overwhelmed. It was supposed to last like 2 weeks or some shit, 15 days. Then you went to 30 days. Then fucking 6 months later, like 9 months, what's it been? Let's say it started in March. Because I remember I got really sick on February 24th. I was hospitalized with a respiratory virus. Back then the quarantine didn't happen. They didn't know all this. So it could have been COVID. I went to get tested for antibodies. The line was hella long, and it was in South Florida. It was hot as shit. They wouldn't let us in the building. There were like 100 people in line outside. I wasn't waiting in 90, 100 degree weather with 100,000,000% humidity, fucking just to find out if I did have COVID or not. I don't give a fuck. When I see people dying in the fucking streets, bleeding from the eyes and shit, dropping dead, when they're burning bodies in intersections because they don't have nowhere else to put them, then I'm gonna be like, holy shit. But until then, this could be just another strain of the flu. Let's be serious. What are the symptoms? What are flu symptoms? Because to me, it sounds like COVID got exactly the same fucking symptoms as the flu. What? Cough? Sneeze? You got a fever? Body aches? I've known people that said they had COVID and they got over that shit quicker than I've ever gotten over the flu. I've had the flu for 2 weeks straight. I was sick as fuck. Couldn't even go to work or nothing. Trump got over this shit in 3 days. I know other people, obviously they even said it. There are people that get the shit and don't even know they have it. And there are other people that die from it, obviously. I mean, somewhere between 50,000 to 80,000 people a year die from influenza. What the fuck happened to that? All of those cases probably go to COVID now because it's the same shit. That's why. I ain't no doctor. Don't quote me, but dead ass. I really believe that. I believe COVID might be a more severe strain of the flu depending on the person that gets it, depending on your immune system, your diet, your exercise, depending on you, who you are, what you do, your genes, not denim, like, your chromosomes. But yeah, can't tell me nothing. Pandemic my ass. Whatever happened to H1N1 and Ebola and all these other diseases and shit, them fucking things came and went, and thousands of people died from them too. But 2020 was Trump. Trump has been fucking them up, draining the swamp, if you want to call it that. But I mean, he's been doing something because motherfuckers hate him. The media and everybody has been going at him. And how come they impeached him back then in January, whatever the fuck it was? They impeached his ass. I didn't do my homework on this. I just know what I know. I didn't fucking write down dates or nothing. I ain't got no notes. I'm just over here in the truck. Got some free time. But I know they impeached his ass and they didn't remove him because they didn't have evidence. They didn't have evidence to remove him. And funny thing is that then they find fucking Biden's son went to get his laptop fixed or whatever the fuck the story is. And they found a bunch of shit in his computer, recordings, videos, pictures, all types of crazy shit. And the Biden family is over there in Ukraine working with Burisma, which is a fucking Chinese developer over there, company, whatever the fuck they're doing over there. Didn't read too much into it. All I know is that they're making mad money. And Trump got impeached for trying to push the Ukrainians to investigate why a United States government official is over in Ukraine making mad money, right? And he got impeached for that shit. Now, I don't know about you. This shit kind of funny to me. A lot of funny shit has happened in 2020 and before. But 2020 has been raining with fucking all types of bullshit or facts or truths and lies, and it's been a mad back and forth like you won't believe, or believe what you want. I don't care. All I'm saying is that common sense is not that common. Some people see shit and interpret things in different ways. But I've been paying some attention to this whole political back and forth between the duopoly, this whole two-party system. And from what I can see, Trump has been doing what he promised. Everybody's mad because, oh, he didn't keep this promise and that promise. Well, when you're fucking being attacked by the other side and you're in court for half of your fucking term, and you're over here fighting just to stay in power, just to stay in the position that you won, that the people elected you in, all right, the fuck is he supposed to do? How is he supposed to keep all these promises? As if all the other presidents before him has kept all of theirs, right? So the left is using this as a fucking weapon. Like, Trump didn't keep his promises. Like, he did many great things. Well, he makes peace in the fucking... He goes to the Middle East and has peace talks, and he went to North Korea and solved that problem, and all this other shit, but nobody talks about that. And on the other side, when he went to North Korea to talk to whatever the fuck his name is and made peace with him, everybody's like, why is he so friendly with fucking why is he so friendly with the communists? Like, all right, so do you guys want war with these motherfuckers? Or, like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Everything is Trump's fault. If he does good, he shouldn't have done it. And if he doesn't do it, he's a fucking racist or a communist or whatever the fuck. Oh yeah, he might have a little bit of racism in him. I believe that everybody has a little racism in them. I'll be damned if I didn't say some racist shit that might or might not have been racist, but you get angry in traffic sometimes and say some shit that might make some people feel like you hate Jews or Asian people, or as if you don't know anybody that has made a fucking kirked out on an Asian person. Even if the driver that cut him off was white, they'll probably say, like, fucking Chinese people. That's fucking racism. If you want to go to racism, I know a lot of people that have been racist as fuck. Even joking, you can take that shit. Everything's so politically correct. All right, now, when I said that everybody got a little racism in them, obviously, especially with the history in the United States, if you don't have a little bit of racism in you, then fuck, you're the perfect human being. Because with the history over here, I don't know. I don't know how you couldn't have some racism in you. I mean, when I say that, you don't have to be racist against black people. You could be racist against whoever the fuck you had a bad experience once upon a time with, and now you hate that kind of people. Could be Asian people, could be Spanish people, could be my kind, could be Romanians. Fuck, I have had a bunch of white people in this fucking country be racist against me, or more like nationalist, or I don't even know what the fuck to call it, but let's just call it racist, because it's under the same genre. But I've been told to go back where I came from. I've been called a gypsy because I'm Romanian, but really gypsies ain't Romanian. I mean, I guess they are now, because they've been refugees and they've, taken refuge in Romania for long enough to where plenty of their kids being born there. So I guess they're Romanian now too. Long stories with that. Romania got history too. Way longer than the United States. You can fucking bet on that shit. But yeah, man, that's how it goes. It's a back and forth. All of us got a problem. Shit. I've had at least a ton of Spanish friends, and I can tell you off the break, we've been racist with each other, even jokingly, or if we got mad at each other and I called him a spick and he called me a fucking gringo and all this and that shit I couldn't even understand because I don't speak Spanish. And then we shook hands and got wasted. Happy fucking Cinco de Mayo. That's how it rolls. But to fucking vote for Biden because you think that Trump is a bigot, But Biden isn't. The motherfucker's he's been a politician. He's been in there for 47 fucking years. He's passed laws, or helped pass laws, or voted for laws that have done more harm. I'm not saying 100%, I'm generalizing. But if you look into it, he's passed whatever the fuck that law is called that has done a lot of harm towards minorities with the, I forgot what it was called, but it basically definitely put a lot of people in jail. I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. It's not, I can't remember the name of it right now. As I said, it's been very stressful. I'm in Maryland right now. Drove from Georgia to Maryland today, so I'm tired too, but can't sleep because I'm fucking losing my shit over here by myself, wondering what's next. 2020 shit, 2021, you know, things get worse before it gets better. And what can, you know, Murphy's Law. I was gonna say something else. No, I forgot. I got distracted by my own thoughts again. I'm sure you'll probably feel the same. Lately, I've been finding myself not being able to remember simple shit. And no, I ain't got no mental illness or nothing. It's just this fucking stress where everybody with the fear mongering and shit. Facebook is blowing up. They're censoring all types of shit. Like, you can't help but think that there are conspiracies that we've been talking about that are like too close to being reality, if not already are reality, partly. It's fucking insane, this shit. Like, the other day I went to the pharmacy, like before I left the house. I went to the pharmacy because I had to order my son some medicine because he had a little infection. And the fucking pharmacist asked me what his birthday was, and I could not remember the month or the year or nothing. I couldn't remember how old he is. And I'm like, what the fuck, yo? I know the answers to this. I couldn't think of it. That's when I realized this shit is getting to me, like, in very deep. It's fucking up my memory and everything. I can't think straight. Everybody talking about a civil war. Although all of us motherfuckers with all the bullets and guns, the conservatives, the right, we ain't doing shit. Maybe we'll go to some marches and we'll be all armed up and shit. We ain't gonna be having no accidental discharges and shit like these other motherfuckers. Not that I've never had an accidental discharge in my day of first owning a weapon. You know, shit happens when you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But, you know, sometimes you learn the hard way. But, yeah. These motherfuckers on the left are actually the ones that are on the streets burning cities to the ground. All the misfits and shit. I ain't talking about BLM and all that. That's a whole different story. That's also political, but it's more racial than political. We're talking about Antifa and all these motherfuckers. I actually made a joke about that on Facebook, where he was saying that the people with 8 trillion bullets are sitting on their couches LARPing while all the fucking misfits that don't know which bathroom to use are out here fucking doing what we've been talking about doing. But we're not, for some reason. Like, we're waiting for Jesus to come save us or some shit. But, you know, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for the truth. You can't just be acting on impulse and emotions. It's all it is. People nowadays act purely on emotion. Everything you say is offensive. Everything, just react. Like, they don't want you to offend them. They don't want you to hurt their feelings, but they can't help themselves to react in a aggressive manner at every turn, telling you that you have to accept. If I refer to a dude as a he, and he tells me that he identifies as a woman, now I have to accept the fact that he's a woman. Although I look at this motherfucker and I clearly see a man. Like, don't fucking tell me that shit. I'm sorry, but when you look like a woman and you got a pussy down there, when you chop them balls and dick off, then we'll talk about it. Don't fucking come at me using the same bathroom telling me I have to fucking call you a she or whatever the fuck. Bullshit. That's insanity right there. It's fucking delusional. I don't know what the fuck to call it. It makes no fucking sense in my head. I will not comply. Out of respect, though, I'd rather not even talk to those kind of people. I won't fucking go off on them or anything. Just, don't fucking talk to me. Don't expect nothing from me. If you're gonna come talk to me, know that if you look like a man and you talk like a man and you act like a man, I'm gonna treat you like a man and you are a he to me. Don't fucking get the fuck out of here with that. Yeah. It's stressful. It's been a stressful year. Only got one stimulus check. This fucking Nancy Pelosi, I just watched a video. She was talking about, like, I know that you guys have started running out of the stimulus money. Like, I was like, bitch, that shit was gone as soon as you sent it. The fuck are you talking about? Started running out of stimulus check. You sent that shit in fucking June or whatever the fuck it was. That shit been gone that same month. Damn. That bitch is way too old to be doing what she's doing, yo. She knows too much to be playing a fool like that. I don't know. Maybe I didn't hear her right. Maybe she was talking about something else. Who the fuck knows what these politicians talk about? Half the time, it's just them beating around the bush, trying to mislead you, trying to get you to believe their bullshit. Yeah, just know, just because I said Trump 2020, that doesn't mean I love Trump like a lot of these other dudes, or a lot of these other people, dudes or females, doesn't matter. But I'll choose Donald Trump over fucking Biden. I can tell you that shit. I ain't even nothing to think about. But fucking Biden can't even hold a debate without, like, and don't tell me it's a fucking stutter, because they would have made that shit clear to begin with. If he had a medical condition causing that shit, they would have made it clear. See, the problem is, if he does have a condition causing him to do that, they will not say it. Because just like Nancy Pelosi brought it up about the 25th Amendment, I believe he was, that basically states that if a president is incapable of serving, then they will give their position up to the vice president, basically. So she brought that shit up out of nowhere. This was before November 3rd. I forgot what day it was, but it was probably like a week before or two. And that's when the conspiracy with these motherfuckers are really trying to get Biden and Harrison, but then sooner or later they're gonna set Biden up, and all of the sudden Biden is no longer competent. As you can see when he talks, like, He starts good. Even his victory speech, it was fucking awkward. There was that awkward moment of there where everybody stopped clapping, and when the camera turned on some of his supporters, you can see their fucking eyes like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Because he started his victory speech like all good. Like even I was like, yeah, this motherfucker talking some good shit. And then all of a sudden he started fucking confusing words, like losing his train of thought. And like you could clearly tell that he wasn't a stutter, because it's not like he would start saying a word and then trip over a letter and then continue. It was like he would say something and then be like, oh no, this is not what I meant to say, and then he would like change the word, or you know what I'm saying? Kind of like when your mind runs off and you want to say something but you say something else, and then you go back. You return to the original train of thought. Yeah, that shit happens a lot with him. He loses train of thought and he forgets what the fuck he says. He just says numbers that when you really check the facts, they're just bullshit. And it's very common. So I don't know, man. 2021. Put your seatbelts on. Load your guns. Get your ammo. Get your food. Get your water. Your perishables. Make sure every time you go to the grocery store to get more food, you also get more cans, because you're obviously going to use some of these cans, so replenish them every time. Make sure you got something to fall back on if you got friends or family in the countryside, mountainside, whatever the fuck side. Make sure you got a contingency plan. You know, bug in or bug out. Make sure you got a bag ready to get the fuck out of Dodge. And I'm not just talking about a Civil War situation or something like that. I live in South Florida, so shit, there's a tropical storm about to hit right now. Eta, or Eta, or ETA, or whatever. Supposedly it's a tropical storm. By the time it hits, it could be category 1, 2, 3. That shit could be skipping through the numbers. Who knows? Crazy shit happens. But we'll see. Alright, peace. As I said before, I'll try to get on and leave more videos. Nobody's really watching. I'm pretty much doing this just as my own journal, just for a record of me to be on the net, basically. Which could be a bad thing, could be a good thing. Who the fuck knows? If we go with the conspiracy theories, I might be setting myself up. But I ain't very bright. I ain't the sharpest crayon in the box. And I have been told I'm a little crazy. So, you know, sometimes I do shit even when I know it's gonna go bad. I still do it. Sometimes it's just exciting. But, alright. Peace out. Hope all of you get where you're going safely. Like if something pops off, try to avoid that shit. If you're gonna go to protests, make sure you're on the right side. I'm pretty sure everybody that's there thinks they're on the right side, because I think that my side is the right side. So, woo! Oh man.